Have you ever felt like your own mind was working against you? That the thoughts swirling in your head seem to drag you down instead of lifting you up? You're not alone. Research reveals that 85% of people struggle with low self-esteem at some point in their lives, and much of this stems from negative self-talk. These thoughts are not harmless, they're the silent architects, shaping how we perceive ourselves and the world around us. Together, we'll uncover how negative thoughts impact us, explore their origins, and apply practical Stoic strategies to replace them with rational, empowering ones. These timeless lessons will guide you toward a life driven by wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance, rather than fear or doubt. Before we begin, if you're seeking clarity and resilience in life and value this journey of self-mastery, smash that like button and hit subscribe to join our growing Stoic community. Let's begin this journey to renew your mind and break free from negativity. Lesson 1: The nature of negative thinking. Negative thinking isn't just an occasional challenge, it's a deeply ingrained pattern that can shape your entire existence. It often starts subtly, with a single critical thought that snowballs into a cascade of self-doubt. From minor setbacks to life-altering challenges, negative thinking magnifies our fears and distorts our perception of reality. Over time, it becomes a mental habit, an automatic response to adversity that keeps us trapped in cycles of despair. At its core, negative thinking thrives on irrational beliefs and cognitive distortions. These thoughts convince us we're incapable or unworthy, even in the face of evidence to the contrary. For instance, a poor performance in one situation can lead to sweeping generalizations like, "I'll never be good at anything." This habit creates a self-fulfilling prophecy, where the more we believe these thoughts, the more they control our actions and outcomes. The Stoics understood this trap and emphasized the power of perception in overcoming it. Epictetus famously said, "Men are disturbed not by things, but by the views they take of them." This means that it's not external events that harm us, but our interpretation of them. By challenging and reframing these interpretations, we can dismantle the negative narratives that dominate our minds. To begin, practice observing your thoughts without judgment. When a negative thought arises, pause and ask, "Is this true?" Marcus Aurelius urged, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." Apply this rigor to your inner dialogue. Replace assumptions with facts and counter negativity with evidence of your strengths. This process is not instant, but with persistence, it rewires your mind for resilience and rationality. Lesson 2: The roots of negative thinking. Negative thinking doesn't appear out of nowhere. It's a learned behavior rooted in our past experiences, upbringing, and environment. From a young age, we internalize messages from those around us: parents, teachers, peers, that shape how we view ourselves. If these messages are critical or dismissive, they plant seeds of self-doubt that grow over time, becoming the foundation for negative thinking. For example, a child repeatedly criticized for mistakes may develop a belief that they're inherently flawed. This belief persists into adulthood, influencing how they perceive challenges and respond to setbacks. Similarly, societal pressures to conform to unrealistic standards, whether in appearance, achievement, or relationships, create a sense of inadequacy, fueling negative self-perceptions. The Stoics remind us that while we can't change the past, we can change how it influences us. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Recognizing the external origins of negative thinking helps us separate these thoughts from our true identity. They are not who we are, but echoes of what we've experienced. To counteract these influences, engage in self-reflection to identify the sources of your negative beliefs. Journaling is a powerful tool for this process. Write down recurring negative thoughts and explore their origins. Ask yourself, who taught me to think this way? Is this belief serving me or holding me back? By bringing these unconscious patterns to light, you take the first step toward breaking their hold on your mind. Lesson 3: The impact of fear on your mind. Fear is one of the most pervasive drivers of negative thinking, casting a shadow over our decisions, relationships, and aspirations. It thrives on uncertainty, amplifying worst-case scenarios and convincing us that we're powerless to overcome challenges. Whether it's the fear of failure, rejection, or the unknown, this emotion feeds our inner critic, making us question our abilities and worth. The Stoics recognized fear as a natural but manageable aspect of human life. They developed the practice of premeditation of evils, visualizing potential difficulties to prepare for them mentally and emotionally. This isn't about dwelling on negativity, but about reducing its power over us. By imagining the worst-case scenario, we often realize it's far less catastrophic than our fears suggest. For instance, if you fear rejection, envision the scenario in detail. What happens if someone says no? Does it invalidate your worth or potential? Likely not. By confronting these fears head-on, you strip them of their ability to paralyze you. Seneca famously said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." Use this truth to challenge fear's grip on your mind. Moreover, fear often thrives on ignorance and uncertainty. Combat this by equipping yourself with knowledge and preparation. The more you understand a situation, the less room there is for fear to distort your thinking. This proactive approach transforms fear into a motivator for growth rather than a barrier to action. Lesson 4: Reframing the mind. Your mind is the lens through which you experience life. If that lens is clouded by negativity, your perception of the world and yourself becomes distorted. The Stoics taught that while we can't control external events, we can control how we interpret them. This shift in perspective, or reframing, is the cornerstone of transforming negative thinking into a source of strength. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. To apply this wisdom, start by identifying the habitual patterns in your thinking." Are you prone to catastrophizing, overgeneralizing, or focusing solely on the negatives? Once you recognize these tendencies, actively challenge them. Replace thoughts like, "I'll never succeed," with more balanced and constructive alternatives such as, "This is a challenge, but I can learn and grow from it." Gratitude is another powerful tool for reframing. When faced with difficulties, shift your focus to what you can appreciate or learn from the situation. For example, a failed project might highlight areas for growth or new opportunities to explore. This practice doesn't ignore hardship but helps you view it through a lens of resilience and possibility. Daily reflection is crucial for cultivating this mindset. Dedicate time to examine your thoughts and emotions, asking yourself if they align with your values and goals. Over time, this practice rewires your brain, replacing negativity with clarity and optimism. The mind, like a muscle, grows stronger with intentional practice. Lesson 5: The role of self-compassion in overcoming negativity. When struggling with negative thinking, we often turn against ourselves, harshly criticizing our mistakes or perceived shortcomings. This inner voice can be relentless, magnifying our faults and diminishing our strengths. Yet this self-critical approach only deepens negativity, creating a cycle of guilt and self-doubt. Instead of berating ourselves, we need to cultivate self-compassion, a concept deeply aligned with Stoic resilience. Self-compassion doesn't mean ignoring your faults or indulging in complacency. Rather, it's about acknowledging your humanity and treating yourself with the same kindness you'd offer a friend. The Stoics emphasize the importance of accepting imperfection. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Don't demand perfection in others or in yourself." Recognizing that failure is a natural part of growth allows you to view mistakes not as reflections of your worth, but as opportunities to improve. To practice self-compassion, start by identifying the harsh judgments you direct at yourself. When you notice negative self-talk, pause and ask, "Would I speak to a loved one this way?" Replace criticism with encouragement. For instance, instead of thinking, "I'm terrible at this, try, I'm learning," and every step is progress. This shift in language reshapes how you perceive your challenges, fostering a mindset of growth rather than defeat. Finally, integrate self-care into your daily routine. Prioritize activities that nurture your mental and emotional well-being, whether through meditation, journaling, or spending time in nature. Epictetus advised, first say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. By valuing yourself, you strengthen your ability to counter negativity and cultivate inner peace. Lesson 6. Embracing the present moment. Negative thinking often stems from dwelling on the past or worrying about the future. We replay old mistakes, regretting what we cannot change, or we catastrophize about potential outcomes, draining our energy and focus. This fixation on what's beyond our control prevents us from fully engaging with the present, the only moment where we can truly act and influence our lives. The Stoics were masters of living in the present. Marcus Aurelius observed, "Do not let the future disturb you. You will meet it, if you have to, with the same reason which you now arm yourself." This advice underscores the futility of worrying about what hasn't happened. Instead of projecting fear onto the future, focus on what you can do today to shape a better tomorrow. To embrace the present moment, practice mindfulness. This involves bringing your full attention to your current experience, whether it's a conversation, task, or moment of rest. When negative thoughts about the past or future arise, gently redirect your focus to the here and now. Techniques like deep breathing and grounding exercises can help anchor your awareness, reducing anxiety and fostering clarity. Additionally, gratitude enhances your connection to the present. Take time each day to reflect on what you appreciate, no matter how small. This practice shifts your attention from what's lacking to what's abundant, cultivating a mindset of positivity and resilience. The present moment is a gift, embrace it, and negativity will lose its hold. Lesson 7. Cultivating rationality to overcome emotional distortions. Emotions are powerful forces that color our thoughts and actions. While they can inspire and motivate, they also have the potential to distort reality, particularly when fueled by negativity. Fear, anger, and sadness often cloud our judgment, leading us to make impulsive decisions or draw irrational conclusions. The key to overcoming this lies in cultivating rationality, a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy. The Stoics believed in the primacy of reason as a guiding principle for life. Epictetus asserted, "We are not disturbed by things, but by the views we take of them." This means that events themselves are neutral. It's our interpretation that determines their emotional impact. By questioning and reframing these interpretations, we can align our thoughts with reality, reducing the influence of negative emotions. To cultivate rationality, develop the habit of examining your emotional responses. When faced with a negative thought or feeling, ask yourself what evidence supports this. Am I viewing this situation objectively, or through a lens of fear or anger? This process, known as cognitive restructuring, helps you replace distorted perceptions with balanced, logical ones. Furthermore, adopt the Stoic practice of separating what is within your control from what is not. Many negative emotions arise from trying to control the uncontrollable, such as other people's opinions or external circumstances. By focusing on what you can influence, your own thoughts and actions, you free yourself from unnecessary suffering and regain a sense of agency. Lesson 8. Building a resilient mindset. Resilience is the ability to adapt and thrive in the face of adversity. It's not about avoiding challenges, but learning to navigate them with strength and grace. Negative thinking erodes resilience, making us more likely to give up or feel defeated when obstacles arise. The Stoics, however, viewed adversity as an opportunity to grow stronger, emphasizing the importance of cultivating a resilient mindset. Seneca wrote, "Difficulties strengthen the mind. As labor does the body." This perspective shifts how we view hardship, transforming it from a source of despair into a catalyst for growth. When faced with challenges, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can this experience make me better? This mindset reframes obstacles as stepping stones on your path to self-mastery. To build resilience, start by embracing a growth mindset, the belief that abilities and intelligence can be developed through effort and learning. When you encounter setbacks, view them as temporary and solvable rather than permanent and insurmountable. Celebrate progress, no matter how small, and use each success as fuel to keep moving forward. Additionally, resilience thrives on community and support. Surround yourself with people who uplift and inspire you, and don't hesitate to seek guidance when needed. The Stoics valued the wisdom of others, often engaging in dialogue and reflection to refine their perspectives. Remember, resilience is not just an individual trait, it's cultivated through connection, purpose, and perseverance. Lesson 9. The power of perspective. Negative thinking often arises from a limited or skewed perspective. We tend to magnify problems, viewing them as insurmountable, while minimizing or overlooking solutions. The Stoics taught that shifting our perspective could dramatically alter how we experience and respond to challenges. By examining situations from different angles, we can reframe our thinking and transform our emotional response. The Stoic practice of cognitive reframing involves viewing obstacles as opportunities for growth. Marcus Aurelius famously wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This teaches us that difficulties are not hindrances to progress but essential parts of the journey. By shifting our perspective, we begin to see challenges not as threats but as stepping stones that help us develop wisdom, strength, and resilience. To practice this, start by identifying moments when you feel overwhelmed or negative about a situation. Ask yourself, what else could be true about this scenario? How might I view it from a different perspective? This technique helps to detach from the emotional weight of negativity and view the situation with a clearer, more rational mind. It encourages objectivity, allowing you to see both the pros and cons, thus making better decisions. Additionally, consider the long-term view. Often negative thoughts arise from focusing too much on immediate discomfort or short-term setbacks. Step back and ask, how will I view this situation a year from now? Remember, much of what feels urgent today may lose its significance over time. Shifting your focus to the bigger picture helps diminish the power of negative thoughts and enhances your ability to stay calm in the face of adversity. Lesson 10. Taking responsibility for your thoughts and actions. Ultimately, overcoming negativity requires us to take full responsibility for our thoughts and actions. It's easy to blame external circumstances or other people for our unhappiness, but the Stoic perspective is clear: we are responsible for how we react to life's challenges. As Epictetus famously said, we cannot choose our external circumstances, but we can always choose how we respond to them. Taking responsibility means recognizing that we have the power to change our reactions, shift our thinking, and alter our course. When negative thoughts arise, don't view them as something happening to you. See them as opportunities to exercise your control over your mind. You have the ability to choose your response, and that response shapes your emotional experience. This perspective empowers you to regain control, rather than feel victimized by life's difficulties. To integrate this into your daily life, practice mindfulness and self-awareness. Observe your thoughts and emotional reactions without judgment, and note when negativity begins to take hold. Instead of resisting or suppressing those feelings, acknowledge them as part of the process of growth. By doing so, you take ownership of your experience and can direct your thoughts toward more constructive, positive actions. Finally, apply this principle to your behavior. Stoicism teaches that virtue lies in action, and our character is revealed through what we do. Don't wait for external circumstances to change before taking responsibility for your life. Whether it's improving your emotional state, making amends in relationships, or pursuing your goals, the choice is always yours. By embracing responsibility, you unlock your potential to change your thoughts, actions, and life for the better. Negative thinking doesn't have to define you. By understanding its nature, roots, and impact, and by applying Stoic principles to challenge and reframe it, you can transform your mind into a source of strength rather than limitation. If you found this video valuable, take a moment to like it and subscribe to Stoic Resonate. Join our community of thinkers striving to live with clarity, purpose, and resilience. Share your thoughts in the comments. What's one negative belief you're ready to challenge today? Let's take this journey together, one thought at a time.